come. Good girl.
So this is Emmy. She's here for our board and train program. I'm going to be showing how we start puppies on the e-collar. I took her out this morning and she was doing, she did a few recalls, and then I thought I would just record it. So this is what it looks like. Whenever the e-collar is applied in this video, I'm going to put a little icon on the screen so you kind of know when I'm using it. And yeah, the video itself is going to explain what's going on. So it should answer any of the questions that people have with how we train e-collar for puppies. And there's a lot of information in it.
You dropped it. So we're training this puppy on an e-collar for the recall. We're using level 10, 12, somewhere around there, because she is a tough girly. Pointers usually are pretty tough. 10 is something that we cannot even feel as humans. So just to give you context, it's extremely low, but not for dogs. Typically when we train is the foundation, it's usually the dog is around 4 to 6. Okay, if I was to put this on people's hands and turned it up till they felt something like a tingle, typically people feel it between 15 to 20. Some people feel it on 10 to 12. Some people feel it on 30. Just depends on the person. It's similar to dogs. Like some dogs feel it at 3. Other dogs like her need to be started at 10. So I've kind of found her level. She's gonna have a potty, but now she's learning what it means, and to come, basically that the stimulation means to come get food. So it's being introduced as a positive thing and not a correction. So that's why she's very happy. She's coming very happily. She doesn't know the e-collar as any other thing except for basically a marker that means food. That means come to the handler. So Emmy, good girl. So every time I call her, I'm using the e-collar, and every time that she turns to come to me, the e-collar turns off. So we're using all reinforcement, both negative reinforcement that turns off when she starts to do the behavior, and positive reinforcement in the form of food. Emmy, good girl. And of course the praise is also positive reinforcement. Good lady. So we're using low level negative combined with high positive reinforcement, which is all reinforcement. Emmy, good girl. Super. So like I said, every single time I call her, I am using the e-collar. There's no time that I've not yet used it when I called her. And it is on, if you can see it, level 10. Emmy, good girl. It's a beautiful response. She is already like knowing what it means. Watch. Emmy, good girl. You can see her turn her head a little bit, which means that she is feeling something, because if she wasn't, she would not be coming, because I've tried recalls with her without an e-collar. So I'll do one like without. Emmy! See? No e-collar. Emmy! With the e-collar. Emmy, good girl! So somebody asked me the other day, please explain how you can train a puppy who is young, like we train 4-month-olds and up usually, sometimes even younger, with an e-collar in a reinforcement-based way. What they don't understand is that reinforcement comes in the form of positive and negative, and both are reinforcing to the dog. So some dogs are actually reinforced more by negative reinforcement than they are by positive reinforcement. Some dogs don't care about that treat or don't care about a toy, but they are reinforced more by the negative reinforcement. So we use both, and the dog is supposed to be stress-free, supposed to be happy and eager to come to the handler. Tail wagging, that's the goal with these puppies. Emmy, Good girl. And the goal is so that we can have a reliable recall even in distractions. So if she sees another dog, or if she sees a person, good girl, or even if she just gets in her pointer mode and starts to do hunting work, like starts to search for something that she smells, she needs to know that come is come, because stuff like that truck could be a danger to her. You know, I know dogs that have taken off after coyotes and deer and got lost for days. So the e-collar allows these puppies to be off leash and run like they're meant to be, and getting their adequate amount of running and exercise without compromising their safety and without compromising their emotional state, as some people seem to think that e-collars ruin these puppies. But Emmy, good girl. Yeah, she looks so stressed. She's extremely happy, and that's how we want to train e-collar, and that's how it's trained correctly. And if you're not having stress-free e-collar training, then find a better trainer, because it can be done. And the first introduction to the e-collar is the most important. If your dog's already had a negative association with the e-collar because it was done incorrectly, it can be a little more difficult to change their emotion, but it is possible. It's always possible to fix everything. But starting puppies very young, it goes extremely fast. Emmy! And it's extremely easy to train these puppies using reinforcement on the e-collar. Good girl. Another important note to make is, if you are getting an e-collar, to make sure you get a Educator brand or Dogtra, worst case, not anything else, because the Dogtra and the Educator are in a class of their own. Like I said, feel it on your hand, start at the lowest level, and if you can feel it, you know, you'll be surprised at what the level is, because they're very gentle. Emmy, good girl, so smart. She loves these blueberry crisps. But like any pointer, she will not always come in her life just because of a treat. Like any dog, really. If there's a competing motivator, such as another dog or a person or a car driving up the driveway or whatever, their competing motivator can be higher than the motivator that you have, which is a little piece of food that she can get later, or she's going to get a free bowl of food later anyway. So chasing a deer is more motivating in that moment than that little tiny piece of food that you're going to give them. So the other motivator in this case is the e-collar that motivates them to come. And I can turn up the e-collar in a higher distraction versus in this low distraction where I just need a level 10. Maybe chasing a person or a dog when she might need to go up to 50 or 60 to get the desired response. But we don't do that until the dog completely understands the response to the e-collar. And even when we crank it up to 50 or 60, that dog who has been trained properly will come running very happily, and it will not affect the dog. Emmy, good girl, so smart. So we're gonna already test her a little bit. She's just started, literally when we started the video. I had done maybe 4 recalls before that with it, just to start conditioning her. Emmy, good girl. But we're already gonna throw in some distraction here. The dogs. Emmy, good girl. What a lady. What a good girl. You're so smart. Shane cleaning kennels. Emmy, good girl. So smart. Bunch of dogs in the kennels here. Emmy, Emmy, good girl. Come on, good girl. This is her first distraction. didn't want to come, turned it up to 14. She came. Good girl. Got all these dogs here. Now this time I shouldn't have to turn it up. Emmy! Good girl! It went up to 13. So I just started at 10. She was kind of ignoring for a second. She sees those bowls on the ground. She wants to go check them if they have anything in them. Good girl, Emmy. Good girl. Emmy! Good girl! That time I didn't have to go up. It's at 9. Emmy! Emmy! Good lady! Super job! So that's all we're going to do with her today. It was a really good start. I kind of pushed her there with distractions to show you in the video how quickly you can start to introduce distractions on a puppy. They get the e-collar extremely fast. They understand it. They don't get stressed out. Introducing the e-collar right from the get-go prevents any kind of negative reaction to it. And of course, introducing it in the right way. So I thought I would do that video for those questioning how you can train a very young puppy using an e-collar with reinforcement and having no stress, because apparently people don't believe me, and we do it all the time. That's our full-time job, is to train dogs. And yeah, the proof is right in front of your eyes. Unfortunately, some people think e-collars are these torture devices, but they are not. This puppy can be off leash in a couple of days and enjoy running in this whole field and not have to worry about her taking off. Good girl, Emmy. You're a silly bean.